Good morning. Well, I'm doing this reading without showing my face because I'm getting ready to clean and do some chores. So, wasn't in the mood to look decent. So, this is Karen with Veronica's Tarot, and what we have here is from left to right is the current situation, present influence, future influence, challenge, advice, in the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups. I do believe this is something that is about what is important to you, important to your heart. So this is something that makes you feel, right? This is something that is important to you that way. And I think we had this yesterday or recently. The current situation is strength. You really just having to be strong about something and staying focused, but strong in a very subtle way too. Like I feel like you're being careful about how you're portraying that strength, and you need to be too. Like it's about needing to be strong as much as it is about being there. But I feel like it's something that maybe, and I don't know where I'm getting this, but I just feel like it's something that you're not talking to people about. You're not like saying I need to be strong, or I this situation is tough. I feel like it's tough, but you're not letting other people know that it's tough. You're keeping that to yourself. The influence in the now is the wheel, and this is good because things are moving. They're moving forward. Now, I will say the wheel does not necessarily mean bad to good, good to bad. What it means is just moving forward. The wheel constantly moves. Yeah, it can mean, but you're moving out of the situation that you're in. So in other words, the strength that you have held on to is giving you enough momentum to move forward. And that's what's happening now. And that's influencing that as well. You need to move forward, and you need to be strong, but also in the future, the influence is the sun. So by being strong and staying focused and allowing yourself to move forward and knowing that you have to, you'll bring in that joy, that real joy. And in this deck, I feel like it's also an accomplishment. He's on a wall, like he is up there for all to see. And in this deck, I think other than the Chariot, he's really the only one in red. So there's not very many red cloaks in this deck, and he's got one. So I feel like it's really about, really showing yourself off, and and two, because the Ace of Cups is at the bottom of the deck, that I feel like it's showing off your heart, so to speak. Showing yourself. It's great. So the challenge is the moon, and we had this recently too, and I talked about the moon in this deck feels like that you're coming out of the muddy waters, the shadows. Things are going to start seeming really clear, but that's the advice, or that's the challenge, is getting out of where you're stuck. So to get to the wheel to the sun, you just really need to keep moving forward and challenge yourself to allow yourself to come out of this in a better place, because it is a better place. It's an Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and the Knight of Cups in your advice to me is saying, you know what, you deserve this. You need to go after this with your heart. You need to give and know and open yourself up and move forward with your feelings, and be good to yourself as you go through this process. So I believe that this process, whatever you're going through, is really going to be a good thing, especially with the sun there. And even the moon, because the moon to me in this deck is really, even though it's a challenge, it's challenging you to come out of it, but you're doing it. And, having the Knight of Cups as your advice, it really is just move forward with your heart. I don't know if it says open up your heart, but it does say, do the things and move forward with the things that make you feel good, in your heart. It's not just about your brain. It's not just about the intellect and the structures and the things like that. It's about sometimes we need to fill our heart. We need to feel what makes us feel good. Um, it could be, work, it could be love, it could be anything, because all kinds of things make us feel good. Sometimes it's just we need a little attention or a pat on the back, and sometimes it's just completing something, like, let's say, a hobby, and we're doing a painting or a cross stitch, or we're doing something like that, or we're doing woodworking or whatever the case may be, or even just landscaping, something that just makes you feel good. And when you're done, you love what you've done. You feel good about it. And that's what I feel like this whole situation is. If it's a relationship, it's the same type of deal. It's something that you're putting your heart into, that you love, that you really care about it, not necessarily love, but you really care about, and you're moving into something great. But the key too is allowing yourself to see the whole picture. With that moon card and the challenge, really allow yourself to see it in its true light, and good things will happen. This is actually a really good reading. I think it's a little tough right in the moment, but it won't be long before you kind of come out of that and have a lot of happiness.